I've always been a very disciplined person. I'm not sure if that's something that I was born with or if it's something that I was taught at a very young age and I just developed over time, but I am a very disciplined person, and for as long as I can remember, I've always been disciplined. Okay, even as a little kid, whenever I wanted something, whenever there was something that I wanted to achieve, I had the discipline to accomplish that goal that I set for myself. And from a very young age, I realized that discipline is necessary no matter what goal you're trying to achieve. Whether it's a physical goal, whether it's a mental goal, a spiritual goal, whatever it is, you need to be disciplined. Okay, discipline is something that even if you're not born with, it can be taught at any age. Anyone can become disciplined. Now, I get a lot of comments from people saying that they're lacking motivation. They don't have the motivation to follow their dreams, to continue working out, to keep trying Nofap, to eat healthy. And my response to that is, me too. I lack motivation just like everyone else. I'm human. I'm not always motivated. I'm not always ambitious. I'm not always hustling and just on my grind all the time. There's times when I'm drained, when I don't have anything left in me. In those times, when I'm lacking motivation, discipline takes the place of motivation. You see, I post 6 videos a week. I do a stream, sometimes more than one stream every week. So basically, I'm posting every day. I'm creating content every single day. And that's not for motivation. Okay, that is not for motivation. I don't think motivation alone is going to allow you to produce content every single day. Even if you love doing what you're doing, at some point you will burn out. And one thing that my YouTube journey has taught me is that on those days when you don't want to do that thing that you need to do, you have to be disciplined enough to do that thing anyways. There are a lot of days when I don't want to go to the gym and I start making excuses. I only got a few hours of sleep. I'm tired. I can always go tomorrow. If I don't want to go today, why would I want to go tomorrow? And it just keeps going on and on and on until eventually you stop going. So it's all about making that decision right now, today. You need to make that decision for yourself. Discipline is the greatest form of self-love that there is. It's all about delayed gratification, turning down the instant gratification, the empty instant gratification, with the knowing that it'll pay off in the future. And you'll get much more pleasure than you would have if you had just taken that instant gratification. Now, you see, the good thing about discipline is that it builds on itself. So as you practice discipline, you become more disciplined. It's kind of like working out. When you work out more, you get stronger, so you can work out even more than before. So it's really honestly about getting started. That's what I always tell people. It's all about getting started. That's the first thing you need to do, is you need to make that decision that you are going to change your life today, not tomorrow, not the next day, not next week, not next year, today, because tomorrow isn't promised. You need to start right now. Start building your dream life right now, whatever that may consist of. Another thing that you need to understand about discipline is that even though it can take the place of motivation on those days when motivation isn't there, when you combine discipline and motivation together, that's when greatness is formed. You get all-time greats because they've learned to combine their ambition and motivation with their discipline, their habits, their routines. So everything that I'm about to say, all of these things, each individual thing will help you become more disciplined. And honestly, it only takes you doing one of these things. But I can promise you that if you do everything on this list, you are going to become a very disciplined person, to the point that people will probably start to ask you how to become more disciplined, and you'll be able to pass forward that advice. So with that being said, the first thing on the list is waking up early. Okay, this is something that I still struggle with right now. I'm not going to lie. I don't like waking up early, but I'm trying. Okay, I'm at least trying. I'm making the effort. Back when we were in quarantine, maybe in April, I believe, for about 3 weeks, I started waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning every single day. Now, obviously, I was dead. Okay, I was dying. I was struggling really, really hard with this because, like I said, I'm not used to waking up early. But what I learned is that when you wake up early, it sets you up for the rest of the day. It sets the tone. Like I said, discipline builds on itself. So when you take that initial step to wake up early, to not hit the snooze button, to get up out of bed early, for the rest of the day, you're going to make those smaller decisions that are going to add up and make you a more disciplined person. The next thing that you can do to become more disciplined is to take cold showers. Now, it's starting to get colder outside, and those cold showers are starting to hit a little bit different. I was really gassing myself up, acting like these cold showers were easy, which they were for the summer, but now I'm being humbled. Every single day that I take a cold shower, I am being humbled and reminded that you don't ever get used to it. So it takes discipline every single day, especially if you're waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning to get into a cold shower. If you do those two things to start your day off, that alone, like I said, that's going to make you a lot more disciplined than most people out there, because most people out there will not do that. Like I said, cold showers do not become more comfortable over time. You just become mentally stronger. You learn to take those cold showers even when it's snowing outside. And you just want to take a warm shower. That's all you want to take, a hot steaming shower and, be in there for 30 minutes. No, you take a cold shower, because you know that it's going to make you better mentally. And maybe one cold shower, you might not see a big difference in your life and in your mindset, but after doing it for a few months or even a year or a few years, you'll notice the difference. You'll notice a very drastic difference in your discipline levels. And that's going to carry over into the rest of your day, just like waking up earlier. The next thing that you can do to increase your discipline levels, and this should come as no surprise, is Nofap. Okay, Nofap is a game changer. When it comes to discipline, Nofap is probably the single most powerful thing on this list. If you can master Nofap, and I don't want to gas myself up and act like I've mastered it, but I'm at about 6 to 7 months right now on Nofap, and my discipline levels have been going crazy. That's why you see all of this content. Like I said, I have the discipline from doing Nofap. If you go back and look at my videos before I was doing Nofap, I think I started back in mid-April. I was posting once or twice a week. I didn't have the discipline to post, and to post on time, and to post the content that I really like to post all the time. I would miss an upload and I'd be like, oh, it's whatever, I'll just post it next week. No, you don't see me doing that anymore. I don't miss uploads because I have the discipline to stay on top of my game at all times. Nofap is a game changer. You have to understand that your urges are the strongest urges that you will feel, especially as a man. I can't speak for women, but I can say that as a man, those urges are extremely potent. And if you learn to channel those into your goals, into your long-term goals, it will help you become much more disciplined. Because like I said, you're rejecting the instant gratification in favor of the long-term gratification. The gratification that you know in your heart will serve you best. The next thing that you can do to become more disciplined is start working out. Okay, you don't even have to go to the gym. You honestly don't have to go to the gym. But make it a habit. Make it a habit to work out. Not every day, because you do need recovery days, but at least 3 times a week. Okay, at least 3 times a week. Stick to a solid workout regimen. You don't have to do all of the things that I was doing in my video, the 50 pull-ups, 100 push-ups. You don't have to do all of that. It can be a run around the neighborhood. It can be a bike ride. You can go play a sport that you love to play, but do something. Do something that's going to put you in a routine. Something that you may not always want to do, but is so much a part of your schedule that you have no choice but to do it, because there's no other option. You either do it or you do it. There's no, I'm not going to do it today. No, because you have the discipline to stay on it. And, this right here, like I said, this will carry over into the other areas. You may find that working out helps you with Nofap. It gives you a place to kind of transmute that energy, and it'll help you become more disciplined with that, which will in turn help you become more disciplined everywhere else. The next thing that you can do to become more disciplined is start eating healthy. Now, this one is very difficult. I'm not going to lie. This one is pretty hard for me, especially. There's a lot of temptation out there. There is a lot of temptation out there. I'm vegan, and a lot of people think that vegan food is just vegetables and all of that. No, there's vegan junk food too. I can eat cookies and cake and ice cream and all of that stuff. But I don't. most of the time. I don't do that stuff because I know how it makes my body feel. I know that the instant gratification will not be worth it when I wake up the next day feeling terrible. I feel like I cheated myself out of a healthy meal. I cheated myself out of that progress that I could have made, not only physically, but mentally as well. Because with each healthy meal, with each decision to eat that healthy meal as opposed to the unhealthy food, you are becoming more disciplined. Just like I said with cold showers. With each cold shower, with each day on Nofap, with each day that you wake up early and you don't hit the snooze button and you get out of bed, you are becoming a more disciplined, a mentally stronger person. And like I said, with everything else, this will carry over into the other parts of your life. The last thing that you can do to become more disciplined is delete social media. Okay, social media is the biggest time waster for a lot of people. Okay, that's just being honest. A lot of people are not using social media to make money. A lot of people are not using it to create content. A lot of people are literally just using it to consume, especially my generation. A lot of us picked up on social media at a relatively young age. So it's what we grew up on. It's all we know. And that sucks, because there's a lot of life to experience as opposed to looking at life through other people's experiences. And I feel like if people learn to become more disciplined, then they'd learn to use social media as a creative app as opposed to a consumer app. A lot of people would be able to make careers out of social media if they had the discipline to use it in a productive way. And that's something that I picked up on a while back. I realized that I was using social media the wrong way for what I was trying to do. I realized that if I want to be a YouTuber, I have to spend more time creating than consuming. Like I said, this will especially help people from my generation, because my generation and downwards are pretty much addicts at this point. Okay, like I said, we grew up on social media. It's very tough. Just like Nofap. If you grew up doing that type of thing, then it's going to be tough to stop. But if you can master that, if you can get off of social media, I promise you, you will notice a substantial increase in your discipline, especially as compared to other people in your age group.